In case you're not aware, Nintendo usually schedules a Nintendo Direct in February to cover their Switch titles releasing in the first half of the year. And 2025 is no different, as they've just announced a Direct for tomorrow, February the 55th. We already know the Switch 2 full reveal is taking place next week on the 2nd of April, so we won't be hearing anything more about the device other than maybe a tune in next week kind of message. Prominent industry insiders / leakers Nate the Hate and Pyoro both correctly predicted the announcement, but they've also said that it's not a partner direct or indie showcase, which does track. The February directs between 2019 and 2023 were regular directs, and 2024 was the odd one out as a partner direct, all still offering a glimpse into what's to come in the first half of their respective years. And I was joking before, I promise I'm well aware that we are actually in March. We're actually so close to my birthday, which would be a very good time to announce anything Silksong related, Team Cherry, just saying, but it's not exactly unheard of for them to skip February and host a direct in March. The last time this happened for a full direct presentation was 2018. In 2020's direct, we got an in-depth preview of Animal Crossing New Horizons. In 2021, Splatoon 3 was announced, Outer Wilds and Monster Hunter Rise were revealed as upcoming Switch titles, and of course there was the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD remake. Just a few examples, but the point I'm trying to make is Nintendo don't play by any predictable rulebook. We could hear about anything from first-party Nintendo games to remakes to indies to ports of other popular games that we already know and love. Saying that, just to prepare you all, the last time Nintendo announced a direct just a week before something big that they've had in the calendar for much longer, it was apparently the mini direct before their larger E3 2015 direct, which some people, not me, but some people have described as the worst direct Nintendo has ever done. If they do still have some surprises up their sleeve for the Switch 1, then yeah, it makes sense to tie up those loose knots before moving on to the new chapter. A little foreplay before the main event. I'm inclined to believe it won't be the most eventful show tomorrow, but Jeff Grubb, a gaming news podcaster, claimed that the reason I learned about the Nintendo Direct is because of a partner game, and there's gonna be a game that will cause a lot of conversation, and it's not necessarily a Nintendo one. So that description doesn't rule Silksong out at all. It is a partner game that would definitely cause a lot of conversation. But how on earth would he have gotten that information? I can understand release windows coming from the big dogs like Xbox, but Jeff said he knew about the Direct because of this game's appearance. Team Cherry have kept everything under wraps so far, so I just can't see them being like, hey, Mr. Podcaster, we're going to be appearing in a Nintendo Direct on Thursday, and by the way, there's also going to be a Nintendo Direct. Silksong's release date, in my opinion at least, is much harder information to get hold of than the existence of a Nintendo Direct. Heck, we even had reports from a month ago that there would be one before the Switch 2 Direct. Speaking of leaks, before moving on to what we might hear about tomorrow, I think I need to clarify a point that I made in my previous video about the leaker who said that Silksong would be out at latest in June 2025. It's not that these leakers haven't proven to be reliable sources in the past for other games, it's that we know that things can change so drastically, specifically with this game. The guy has even clarified since to say that the June 2025 release window is what Team Cherry have allegedly told Microsoft, meaning that they want to release the game by then. We've done this dance before. We know that they have had release windows in mind throughout development. That's how we ended up with that infamous "in the next 12 months Xbox" tweet. Okay, back to Nintendo. What games could we hear about tomorrow? Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, another community starved of news for many years and a hugely anticipated title, could possibly make an appearance. To me, it seems like the logical option to announce more information about this Nintendo-published game during the Switch 2 Direct. However, they confirmed with the last trailer that it's still expected for the Switch 1. I think many are hoping it will be a launch title as well as a cross-gen release, with ideally a version built specifically for the Switch 2, but that's all up in the air still. The very same leaker who made the claim about Silksong has also said that his sources reckon that Metroid Prime 4 won't be at the Switch 2 Direct, and if that's the case, then there's no reason it wouldn't come up tomorrow, and for the fans' sake, I really hope it does. Perhaps they're going to please the Metroid fans even more after making them wait so long by remastering Metroid Prime 2 and 3. That would be really cool. Professor Layton in the New World of Steam is another 2025 title for the Nintendo Switch that's yet to get a release date. I think there's a pretty high chance that it will come up, maybe we'll get a date, maybe we'll get a trailer, maybe we'll get all of the above. Same situation with the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 2 HD 2D remake. The remake of 3 released in late 2024 if I remember correctly, and this is what they announced next. We're just waiting on some more information about the release date. Valley Peaks, the cozy climbing game that was announced for Switch in 2025, so perhaps a confirmed release date for that. We might get a new trailer for the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which is due out in May across multiple platforms. I know the new Fantasy Life game, The Girl Who Steals Time, has been delayed multiple times, but it should be launching on Switch as well as most other platforms in May. I would usually rule out hearing any more Pokemon news this soon after the Pokemon Direct, but Legends ZA is due to release this year, and there's still so much that we don't know about it. I believe this is another title confirmed for Switch 1, so it might be a good opportunity to get that date out there so they can focus on shiny Switch 2 stuff from next week. As a reminder, Switch 1 games will be playable on the Switch 2 with its backwards compatibility. Some people are hoping for a Chrono Trigger re-release. Apparently Square Enix has been getting some stuff ready for the anniversary, so maybe it is about time that they announce something for the Nintendo Switch. Or perhaps this series is going to cause more conversations is another Yakuza port. That could make sense. Yakuza 0, for example. Very popular games, and they don't seem to be stopping with them. That brings us back to Silksong. Is it possible that it'll feature in tomorrow's presentation? Of course, and I'll be ready with my clown getup as usual. It is always possible. The only thing that makes me mildly pessimistic is that I do think it's going to be a shorter direct to tie up loose ends, give more games release dates that have already been announced, maybe announce a cool port or remaster that we weren't aware of but it's been in the making this whole time, but that's it. Saying that, to anyone who's been watching my videos all these years, I've always been so hoped up for these presentations, so maybe that's actually a sign that Silksong is getting used tomorrow. Personally, I'm more hyped for the Switch 2 reveal next week, where I don't expect anything Silksong related, but apparently pre-orders will be opening within an hour after the presentation, so get your credit cards ready. Insider Gaming have reported that Nintendo's Switch 2 rollout will be in 3 phases, with games releasing during 3 specific times in the year. And they've also shared that their sources think June is when the device will launch, which makes me wonder, if true, maybe that is why Team Cherry have allegedly told Microsoft to keep a June window in mind. Maybe the game is ready and has been ready for a while, and they're just waiting so they can launch it everywhere at the same time, including the Switch 2. I know we don't always get the communication that we would like, but it does seem important to them that the game releases on as many platforms as possible so we can all play it. And I know I'm not the first person to make that claim, oh maybe they're waiting for the Switch 2 to release or more information about the Switch 2 to then just come with this big announcement, hey, we're also on Switch 2. It does kind of make sense. But don't forget, it is intended as a Switch 1 title. I don't think this is a situation where they're going to pull another Wii situation on us, where I think they promised Hollow Knight for the Wii and instead did it for the Switch. I think it's still going to come to the Switch. Now, this is either going to age really well or really badly, and I think I need to make a montage of all my terrible guesses over the years. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone is happy with whatever happens tomorrow.